So I want to ask a quick question, and I know it's not a popular topic, but I would just like to share a few points on tithing. Now, tithe is given back to God 10% of any increase that comes into your hand. People think you only have to pay tithe on your salary or your job, but the Bible says it's 10% of every increase that comes into your hand. So it could be a gift, it could be a money that somebody gave to you, as long as it is an addition to you. And we have to understand that it was God who gave it to us in the first place, and it's just an act of obedience. People say it's an Old Testament idea. Why should we be paying tithe? It was in the olden days. But you have to understand that even Jesus told the disciples that give to Caesar what is Caesar, then give to God what is God. Meaning, even the government doesn't ask for your permission. Once it's time that you're paid, they just take your tax. But that's different. This is honoring God, and in a way thanking him for adding to you, for giving you the strength to be able to work, for giving you the intelligence to be able to make money, to be able to provide for your need, for your family. And like I said, I'm going to be sharing from the widow of Zarephath. Though this was in the time of famine, and the famine has covered the whole land. And when the prophet told her, make for me first, and then you can feed your child, she said something to him before he even started giving the instruction. Said, the little I have is for me and my son, and I'm going to make this dish, we're going to eat and die. And the man of God told him, make for me first. And when she obeyed, she fed him first. And the man said, the flour will never run dry, neither would your oil cease. That is the example of the blessing that God puts on the tithe that you give. If you give him 10% of 100, he blesses the 90% that it becomes more than enough. There's been testimonies upon testimonies of people who actually are dedicated tithers, and they just see increase. And sometimes I know I've had times when I wasn't faithful with my tithe, and I just don't know what I did with the money. Like, of course, you pay your bills but even the savings I normally would have, the money just flies out of my fingers. And I realized that there's like a protection, like a guidance when I pay my tithe. So tithe is not an olden days theology. It's not a philosophy of the time of Abraham and Isaac. It is real today. And who gave you the strength in the first place? Always remember, it's an act of obedience. It's an act of God checking your heart. Is money now ruling you? Has money, as the love for money, taken over your life that you are not hoarding it? I just want to encourage you, if you do not pay your tithe, what do you have to lose? Just give it a try. And if you used to and you don't anymore, I'm also encouraging you to make it a habit again. And if you're paying your tithe and it seems like you're not seeing result, I want you to know that God will not forget any gift that you've given to him, and he will bless the work of your hands.